Kailabreece.
Elie Wiesel, at a Nobel lecture, stated that mankind must remember that peace was not God's gift to his creatures. Peace was our gift to each other. What did Elie mean by peace as a gift? Peace is a broad term that refers to an absence of aggression, violence, or hostility, but it also represents a larger and more mystical concept: interpersonal gratification and tranquility, nirvana-like. Many different theories of peace exist in the world of peace studies, but all classify the study as being one of conflict transformation, disarmament, and the cessation of violence. Peace is thusly a state of balance and understanding. Teachings would include things like respect is gained by the acceptance of differences, conflicts are resolved through dialogue, people's rights are respected by listening, and everyone is at their highest point of serenity without social tension. Martin Luther King Jr. observed, in true Gandhi fashion, that real peace was not merely the absence of tension, but it was also the presence of justice, saying the two must be genuinely married or peace was not the result. One concept or idea that often complements peace studies is development. Economic, cultural, and political development can supposedly take underdeveloped nations and peoples out of poverty, thus helping bring about a more peaceful world. As such, many international development agencies carry out projects funded by the governments of industrialized countries, mostly Western, designed to modernize poor countries. Peaceful development can be a set of many different elements such as good governance, healthcare, education, gender equality, disaster preparedness, infrastructure, economics, rule of law, and various other political issues. Proponents of this democratic peace theory argue further that strong empirical evidence exists that democracies never or rarely make war against one another, and judging by the increase in democratic nations as well as the decrease in large-scale wars, they claim world peace may be possible if democracy is embraced by all the nations of the planet. Now, my favorite peacekeeper was Gandhi. Gandhi's conception of peace was not as an end, but as a means. He would say there is no way to peace. Peace is the way. Gandhi envisioned non-violence as a way to make a political statement. Followers of other religions, such as Jainism, went to great lengths to avoid harming any living creatures, including insects and plants. And then there's also pacifists, such as Christian anarchists, who perceive any incarnation of violence as self-perpetuating. Peace to some is a lifestyle. To others, it's just a word. My question to my fellow intellectuals is this: is the term peace just a lofty word to describe blissful aspirations, or could it one day be a reality? Also, what is the reason peace has not been put into high practice yet? Is it too much ignorance in the world, too much arrogance, or not enough inner culture loving? Peace is a simple word to get behind. Who the hell and what kind of person would say they don't like peace? However, who actually practices? That's the real question. I'm an American, and my country loves to say peace and democracy are our most important goals. However, many people would say the United States is a nation of self-serving, imperial, hypocrite assholes. And the American culture can be incredibly violent. You know, whether it's the mass slaughter of animals to fill our obese appetites, or the funding of slave labor industries to make our running shoes and DVDs, or the never-ending peace-spreading wars we find ourselves in. Bottom line, we are not as peace-seeking as we proclaim to be. The optimist in me says, of course peace will happen eventually. If it doesn't, we're all dead. But the realist says, who's to say that war and death isn't our fate? Now, I too am a hypocrite. You know, I advocate peace, but I also purchase material goods that I know were the result of violence. I campaign for peace, but I also support our troops. I try to always turn the other cheek, but sometimes I take an eye for an eye. One might say some wars are just, and that the ends justify the means, but I ask you, when has any war been the last war? War encourages war. Now, I don't think I have the silver bullet answer. Maybe I don't even have any answer for global peace. But I know this. It begins with every one of us individually. To quote David Bornstein, "One cannot subdue a man by holding back his hands. Lasting peace comes not from force." This is kailabreece. What do you know, friends?